what exactly is a career in conservation? There's a really big misconception that to work in conservation, you have to be a scientist. I'm actually a historian by training. I went to the University of Nottingham and got a degree in history, and actually in history and ancient history, but we just don't mention the last bit. All of these are jobs that I know that people do, and I thought of them in about 5 minutes off the top of my head. There are lots more. You can do anything, right up from kind of your CEO, senior management level. You have got your land management, you've got your scientific research, you've got your ecologist positions, but you've also got things like policy, advocacy, campaigning, influencing government strategy. You've got the retail side of it, where you can work in visitor centres, or you can work in the gift shops or charity shops. You've got events, which is a really exciting area. Education, absolutely massive if you love working with kids, very rewarding. Public engagement, communications and marketing is lots of fun, long hours, but lots of fun. And then there's also things like editorial and publications, which is what I largely do now. And you've even got things like HR, finance, IT, website management, data handling. They are all careers in conservation as well. So the first big tip I would have for you is, what do you actually want to do with your career? What are you actually good at? Very excitingly, I also know all of these people as well. And you may not think of them initially as being conservationists, so landowners, journalists, authors, bloggers, farmers, artists. These people are all people who would call themselves conservationists as well. I do actually know a chocolatier who is an outstanding wildlife conservationist. She's been out to Malta, looking after birds on passage there. She's absolutely incredible. But really annoyingly, she's also a model. And I feel that those two ought to be mutually exclusive careers. I don't believe you can be a model and a chocolatier, but she is, and she's actually really nice as well. It's really irritating. On top of that, she loves birds, she loves nature, and she is a conservationist. So my top tip, what do you actually want to do? And behind that, what are you actually good at? There's no point telling yourself that you want to be a research ecologist just so you can go birding all day. That's not going to happen. There's very few people make a career of that, and you really need a good grounding in science to do it. I'm a terrible scientist, and I'm not a very good birder, frankly. But you don't need to be good at everything. I don't have any science qualifications past GCSE level, and that was GCSE double award when I went through 15 years ago. I don't even have a GCSE in biology. So you don't need that kind of scientific underpinning for some of the jobs. Some of the jobs you absolutely do. If you want to be an ecologist, if you want to be a researcher, and if you want to work in land management, you preferably need some kind of scientific background. But all of those comms jobs, your marketing jobs, your advocacy, you can get all sorts of training qualifications in those areas, and they don't have to be based in science. So don't force yourself to do something that you're not naturally good at. That would be my top tip number one.